But again, oh, not this again. Maybe it needs a little bit of work here, boys, because, yeah, I've spawned here twice now. This is not ideal. Yeah, maybe this is why Activision and all the Call of Duty companies, game developers at the moment, probably shouldn't be, like, firing all of their quality control teams. Like, this stuff's kind of important, and it does happen quite frequently. Can somebody come over here and help me out? Hey guys, what is going on? Today is a very cool day for us on the channel. We are taking a look at one of the brand new weapons in the Season 1 update for Vanguard, and that is, of course, the Cooper Carbine. We did actually make a video featuring some of the top 10 best class setups in Vanguard right now with the Season 1 update, but we couldn't really put the Carbine on this list, mostly because we actually hadn't tested it out yet, hadn't leveled it up, got those attachments going. But I really do think this is one of those guns that could definitely be on that list here, as this does kill ridiculously fast here, is insanely accurate, and it's just one of the most fun weapons to use in Vanguard Season 1. Just before we do get into talking about the Cooper Carbine here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do really massively appreciate it, and it really does help me out. And while you are there as well, make sure you show that like button some love too, because that really does get these videos to as many eyes as possible. Any interaction with the video, whether that be a comment, a like, a subscription, it's all good for the YouTube algorithm. So let's take a look at the best Cooper Carbine class setup. I do think this is one of the best assault rifles in Vanguard right now. One of the interesting things about the Cooper Carbine here is actually the good attachments that you can unlock. You do unlock very, very early. I've only leveled this thing up to level 34, and you have some fantastic attachments that do get you a TTK, or time to kill, of 160 milliseconds, which is actually ridiculously fast for this game. It is about 10, 15, 20 milliseconds faster than some of the other top tier weapons right now, so this thing is an absolute monster here. Starting us off here, we do actually have that MX silencer. This is another early unlock, which does give us that sound suppression as well as a little bit of increased accuracy, which basically affects our horizontal recoil control as well as the weapon bloom with this thing, so it can be as accurate as possible. Then we move to the barrel, and now again, the first one that we do get here is the 22-inch Cooper Custom. This does make us highly accurate and controllable, reduces the scope sway and the gun bob, as well as increasing our fire rate just a little bit. If we take a look at those stats, it's like a 4% increase to our fire rate, which is actually quite nice and does contribute to our 160 millisecond time to kill. And again, this gives us a 50% increase to our horizontal recoil control, which is a massive boost. In the optic slot, we do have the SLATE reflector here for a very nice clear sight picture. I feel like you could go with some of the other options that you prefer. This is a sort of choice that is up to you. Then in the stock slot, we do have the Cooper 45 RS. Again, another very early unlock here. This does give us a +2 to our initial accuracy and recoil, meaning those first few bullets will hit exactly where we want them to, and then the recoil will kick in. Also gives us aim down sight speed as well as a decent amount of recoil recovery here, meaning our centering speed when our weapon does drop down is actually a little nicer here. Then we do have in the underbarrel slot, we've got the M1930 STRIFE angle grip for a +2 to our accuracy again. A little bit of aiming stability and a little bit of aim walking steadiness here, but this again really does help us with our horizontal recoil control, of which with these attachments there is basically none here. This thing is a laser beam. Then we do have in the magazine slot again another massive early unlock here, the .30 Carbine 45 round mags. These do increase our bullet velocity and our range, our damage, our bullet penetration, as well as giving us a larger magazine size. If we do take a look at those damage numbers, again, this does give us 34 damage per bullet, allowing us to get a 3-shot kill at 750 RPM, which is essentially 160 milliseconds worth of time to kill value, which is absolutely ridiculous here. Then we move to the ammo type, and now there's actually some sort of specific options for this particular weapon. If we do look here, we typically want to go with lengthen just to increase our bullet velocity by 30%, making this fantastic for hit detection. But another interesting one is actually the compressed rounds here. This actually does increase our fire rate by 5%. This actually increases our TTK to about 130 milliseconds, which is again lightning fast here. Does reduce our horizontal recoil control and our bullet velocity though, which is not ideal, but again, for a faster TTK and those close range maps, for example, this is probably what you want to go with here. Then in the rear grip slot, we do have that fabric grip again. This does give us an increase to our aim down sight speed, as well as sprint to fire speed, as well as hip fire recoil recovery. In the proficiency, again, another ridiculous early unlock here is of course the tight grip. This does give us accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, meaning when we are firing this thing quite significantly, which we are with our larger magazine, you will hit the target pretty much all the time. And then we round this off, we do have surplus at the moment, but I would probably go with fully loaded when we do unlock that. Very, very nice attachment to get us going here. Alrighty, here we are on Radar, which is the remake of the Modern Warfare 3 map Dome, which I didn't think we were pretty much ever going to see again. Like, this is one of my absolute favorite maps from my childhood, man. Like, this thing is an absolute memory of vibe. Oh, and check that out there. And actually just sort of rotate back through here. It's a bit of a tricky map. Like, it is a little bit interesting. Like, this particular position here can cause you a lot of trouble because enemies can come out this side, but they can also come out this side as well. So sometimes you just have to... Man was just vibing there. Yeah, sometimes you do have to... That's really unfortunate timing. yeah, sometimes you do actually just have to gamble, like which side the enemy is actually going to appear. We're going to try and get down these stairs quickly. Oh, there's two. There's two. There's always two, man. Alright, just going to be a little bit careful here, but I do actually want to go sit by these trucks here. Naturally, a second man. Naturally, a second guy as soon as we decide to make a move. There's always two guys there. But yeah, sitting by these trucks is actually a particularly powerful position because you're sort of a little bit out of the way. You're a little bit out of the way. You do control sort of this area here, which is a particularly important part of the map, as you can see there. And you're also able to sort of control the middle of the lane as well. Like that guy just there. That's annoying. Just call in the spy plane as the counter spy plane goes up. Naturally. That was an enemy just in front of me there, which is always good. I'm a little bit worried. Ooh, a little bit worried about playing this. Ooh, we're in trouble here. We're in trouble. This is fine. We'll just lay down. We'll just actually have a second. Just have a kip over lay down. Everything's alright. Want to go for it here? Be aggressive. Oh, there was somebody in there. Again, you just got to gamble sometimes. That's how it goes on this map a lot of the time. There's a couple of different positions on this map where you literally just have to make a choice whether you're going to go left or you're going to go right. And if you guess wrong, it'll probably cause you to die. It is what it is. You can't get too upset about it sometimes. This is a nice little spot here as well. Once the dust clears, Jesus. What was that? Dropped a dust bomb, bro. That was insane. A lot of the boys are in that corner there, so we do actually have to defend this quite hard because the enemies are going to be trying to get in this way, but they're also going to be trying to get in the other way too. So if we can control this bit, that's always going to be good for the boys. And just got to push up a little bit here. Yep, just a guy there. I'm actually going to go back inside. He didn't kill us. That's good. I think there's a guy down there. And he's waiting for us to stick my head up on the little barrel-y thing. Yeah, we're going to be aggressive again. Hopefully we can get down here. We can. And we just got to sort of lay down and just sort of chill for a sec because I think there might be a guy coming after us. I think. Maybe, maybe that was him. Maybe that was him. Kind of hard to say. But there is a spawn here happening. And this is, again, not an ideal position for it. Oh boy. Oh, jump over the fire. No! The timing, boys. That's COD timing for you. That is COD timing. Anything bad that can happen will usually happen to you. Not to enemies. It doesn't happen to enemies that often, but it does always happen to me, and it always will happen to you. That's just how it goes. That is the game that we play. You can also use this side as well. You do have to shoot through two fences, but it's a little trickier. This is also a pretty nice spot back here if you can avoid. Oh. I was just about to say it's a. Ooh, what is that? I was gonna say it's a pretty nice spot if you can avoid dying. There's an enemy in here. Now we guess which way he was gonna go. Again, one of these spots where you do have to gamble sometimes about where the enemy actually is going to be. Come on. Oh, this is not good. We just have to wait for enemies here. Yeah, just gonna back off a little bit. There's an enemy. I knew it! Oh, it was too slow. I knew he was gonna be there, but we were just too slow to do anything about it. Ooh, we got him. Got him with that frag, bro. That is unfortunate for him. We're gonna try and climb up the top here. This is a fairly risky... As I was saying, this is a fairly risky place to go, mostly because you're quite exposed. You can do it at the start of the match when the wood is still up, like the destructible environment hasn't been actually destroyed yet. You can get away with it then. But most of the rest of the time on the map, you're gonna struggle. Timing. There was 3 guys on the screen just then trying to shoot at us. And we're just getting a spawn right here, which is always good again. We got to be quite aggressive here, just to sort of take this space. You do not want the enemies to have this space unless you want to fall back, like, all the way. Oh my god. He got him? He got him. Again, you do just have to control this bit. It's a very important part of the map. And the enemies are actually spawning down here right now, which is a little rough. Now there's 2. Oh, we got him. We got them all. Alright, just take... Ooh. Don't really get to take 5 here. Got him. Alright, where are we looking? Just gotta... Ooh. Take 1 second. Oh my god. Can they stop spawning here, please? Not much I could do there. Like, just gunfight after gunfight, boys. Like, what happened? Like, what was that all about? Just gonna wait for people to come to us again. This is one of these positions where if you're sitting in it, you need to control this spot. Because if you're sitting in it, you just have such a large advantage over the enemy team. Ooh. Trick him into thinking that there's nobody in here. If you don't take tags from explosives, you don't take any damage or anything like that, people don't actually know that you're there. And that's usually how you sort of avoid dying at least a couple of times per game. You just sort of try and avoid damage where possible, because when you do take like grenade damage and stuff like that, it counts as a hit mark. Like, you get a hit marker on it, people know you're there, and then you have to back off, you lose your positioning. If you try and avoid damage wherever possible, you get a little bit of an information advantage on the map, which is always good. So we're going to be trying to be quite aggressive here again. Ooh, 2 of them. Timing again, got me with the burn damage, but we got the dog kill. That a little bit of a trade-off there, not ideal. Look at the doggo. Dog is such a good kill streak, man. Like, it's so strong. Like, it's such a good distraction. It's not just that they're effective at killing people, because sometimes they just do dumb shit and they're just running around like they literally have no idea what's going on. But it's because they're just such a good distraction. They waste enemy resources. It's just a good kill streak, man. Oh, we got 2. Ooh. Ooh, we got him. I think we got that guy there. How many kills do we have? 44? Not a bad little game there. The Cooper Carbine. I have our final thoughts on this thing in just a second here, because this thing is an absolute monster in Season 1 of Vanguard. So as you saw there, guys, the Cooper Carbine might just be the best gun in the game at the moment. I mean, this thing is an absolute demon. Kills at 160 milliseconds, and even faster than that if you do sort of change out some of these attachments, get some of those later unlocks. This thing's a monster, man. No recoil on this thing, which is really, really nice. I do really, really like the addition of the Cooper Carbine in Season 1. But again, thank you very much for watching this one. If you enjoyed it at all, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it really does help me out. If you guys could help us get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I would be massively appreciative of that. And again, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!